all religious practitioners must be registered with the Civil Rights Commission through their accredited umbrella organization.
So what happens to those who refuse to be registered?
It will be an offense to practice without a license. You have to be registered or else you'll go to jail.
Is the CRL the greatest threat to the church in South Africa? Or is what the CRL proposing a threat to the church in South Africa?
Yeah, what the CRL is proposing, it's a serious threat to the church. As far as their proposal from whatever they found in their findings, if it's left unattended, it will be equivalent to creating a state religion where you box everybody into a religion. The state tells you how to believe and what to believe, with whom you should practice your religion.
Why should ordinary believers or just pastors be concerned about this?
Pastors must be concerned about this, because if we leave it unattended, because even mainstream media acts as a catalyst, and they are selling a narrative. And if this narrative is sold and the CRL chairperson gets what she wants and envisions, with her proposal, we are heading for a state religion. This will say now the state must prescribe for citizens what to believe, because we'll have to believe according to umbrella bodies. That umbrella bodies concept is also ill-informed, is even unconstitutional.
We discovered that most of the churches, especially charismatic churches, there are those who genuinely don't know, but there are others who have their own agendas in terms of how do I milk this cow dry.
What about Sangomas and their finances? Why don't you regulate that? Was Islam also grilled? All religions the same? Is this an attack on just the churches? Did you look at Sangomas? Did you look at Islam?
We looked at Islam, we look at the Jewish religion as well, and to look at what systems they have in place. The issue of traditional healers, we're very firm on it. We've had serious complaints about people who've been asked to cash their pensions and to give it to them. They're going to multiply it by 10 and then they disappear with the money. And
how
you
are
look
you going
at
to regulate
newspapers.
that? What are you proposing for them?
We're proposing clampdown of adverts. That's how they get to people. They get to people by promising them all those things you see in the adverts. So our energies are focused on cutting the cord. Once you need word of mouth adverts, you'll go back to the old system that we knew about traditional healers. That you'll be told by someone, hey, that healer is very good, I went there.
What are the repercussions if you set up a tent and you profess to be a pastor? I mean, what's going to happen to somebody like that?
The amendments we're looking at.
Yeah.
There will be it will be a criminal offense.
Excellent.
And will be charged criminally for doing that. Just like a doctor, if you've been struck off the roll or if you're not registered, you can't just wake up and be a doctor. There are systems. So we're saying you will be registered and you will operate under a tight monitoring system, and then if you operate illegally without the license to operate, there are criminal charges following.
On that point, Mom, let's say I am on that register and I go to Rhema Church and I see the light and I start doing the work of God and I change and I am this model citizen. What then happens to me when I have a calling to serve in the children's ministry? Are you going to come to me and say, I cannot do that which I believe God has called me to do because there's some register where my name is?
We'll definitely do that. Irrespective of your calling, we are a danger to society.
Is that not going against what the religion professes to do, which is to allow people to change and become a better version of themselves?
Let's educate our people that no one talks to God. Let's just put it as bluntly as all that. If someone says to you, God was talking to me, tell them to go to the psychiatric ward.
Is this not a violation of our religious rights?
Removing my mother or whatever they do with the bones and putting in another person where my mother was buried is a violation of my cultural rights, because when I go to my mother's grave, I find another body there and I don't know Mkize, where this Mkize is coming from. And I'm like, I'm here for my mother and my mother, is not responding. Let's educate our people that no one talks to God. No one talks to God. No one talks to God. I'm here for my mother, and my mother, is not responding. No one talks to God. No one talks to God. No one talks to God. I want to stress that this doesn't affect freedom of religion at all. We're not going to be looking at how people pray, how they worship, whom they pray to. We're only interested in the behavior of the individual, especially charismatic churches. You pay for a prayer. All religious practitioners must be registered with the Civil Rights Commission